What if I have multiple CIS contracts? Can I still get a mortgage? We all know that traders graft harder than many other workers out there to earn a decent crust, and it's becoming more and more common to be working for more than one construction firm, even in the same week. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you how having multiple CIS contracts will affect your mortgage application. I had a client last week, Connor, a kitchen fitter from Basildon, or Bas Vegas as the locals like to call it. And Monday to Friday, Connor worked as a kitchen fitter for his dad's construction firm. On the weekend, he also worked for Wicks, installing kitchens for them. On both jobs, he was paid CIS income, which meant that 20% tax was deducted from his pay. Now, you have to be careful with this situation because not every mortgage lender likes it. In fact, one of the biggest CIS lenders on the high street categorically dislikes it. And they will not even use your gross income from one job, let alone both jobs, to calculate mortgage affordability. Very harshly, they will treat you like any other self-employed worker, which means this lender would expect you to have 2 years trading and then only use your income earned after expenses, which we all know really isn't what you really earn. So, how did I get around this scenario for Connor with his multiple CIS contracts? So the good news for Connor is that despite this one big high street lender declining him, and by the way, he was already declined before I stepped in, so that despite his 2 contracts, there are at least 10 other CIS-friendly lenders, maybe as many as 15, that could look at all of Connor's income from the multiple CIS work. It didn't bother them that Connor was working 7 days a week, and the reason for this is that some lenders understand that CIS construction workers can really be like feast and famine. Sometimes you're working every hour under the sun to get the job finished, and then you might take a break and only work 3 or 4 days a week. And that's the nature of being self-employed. You can work when you want to work. So for Connor, he was able to get his mortgage secured for the amount he needed to borrow on the property he loved. Biggest takeaway here is that there's more than one way to skin a cat. So don't assume that just because one mortgage lender says no to CIS with multiple contracts, they'll all be the same. So coming up on my next video is a deep dive into all things CIS, and I know you'll love this one. Speak to you soon.